What is up, most distinguished patrons of this channel? For today's video, I'm going to recommend a bunch of welding gloves that I think you guys should look into. So let's get into it. So if you're no stranger to welding, then obviously you're somewhat familiar with welding gloves, and hopefully you're not just bare-fisting it with flip-flops on like some of you probably are. Hopefully, don't do that. Trust me on that. And hopefully you're not using oven mitts that are flammable like this that came with a welder I bought. Pretty crazy. Anyways, a couple people asked me to give opinions on welding gloves and for different processes, and I thought, well, it'd probably be just smarter to do a whole video on this that will serve you guys well for finding good gloves that are going to last for welding. Now, I paid good money for all of these gloves in this video, except for one that I happened to have borrowed from work just for this video. So I'm not a shill for any of these companies. And you're going to find that I have a pretty strong opinion that the best welding gloves tend to come from one particular company. That's just how it is in this case. I've tried a lot of different gloves, a lot of different sizes, and I don't know what it is, but one company, which is going to have a majority of the products in this video, I find that it works the best, I guess. So the first thing we're going to talk about is TIG gloves. These are my absolute preferred TIG gloves. This is the Tillman 25AXL. The XL stands for extra large. So most of these that I have from Tillman all have a part number where the size is the last two digits. Keep in mind, I have very big hands, probably bigger than 99% of you guys out there. I'll put up a little screenshot of how big they are so you can compare. But long story short, finding gloves for me tends to be very difficult, and you're going to see why later in the video what I mean by that. But 2XL, 1XL, sometimes they fit, sometimes they're ridiculously small. I cannot find gloves that consistently fit size-wise. So in this particular one, this is the largest they make, I believe, is the extra large, and they actually fit me. Now, I have two different versions of this. The 25BXL, 25AXL. The difference with these gloves is how long the cuff is. 110%, if you listen to anything I say on this, do not buy the short cuff version of this glove. And the reason is simple. See these burns here on my hand? I was doing something stupid, aka stick welding in these gloves, and with a short cuff on it, I had a hot cherry run down the glove and burn the hell out of my hand. Had I been wearing the longer cuff version that would cover further up my sleeve, likely that would have never happened. The other thing that happens with these short cuffs, so I don't care what brand they are, what size they are, what type of glove they are, don't buy short cuffs. But it'll be so common, like I have really long limbs, right? See how far this pulls back because I'm a tall bastard? With the glove on, the glove cuff stops here, and then I go rest my hand on something hot, and guess what? Burn the hell out of my wrist or my arm. So do not buy short cuff gloves. I happen to have these because I bought them by accident and I paid the price for it. So anyways, this is a TIG glove I would recommend. 25B plus your size. Fit-wise, you can see it completely covers my wrist. So if I set my hand down on something, I'm not burning my wrist. Finger-wise, they fit pretty much directly to the end. They're cut properly. A lot of cheap gloves will have the pinky as long as your middle finger. I don't know what kind of aliens those companies are making gloves for, but they don't fit normal people, even for my large hands. These fit exactly perfect. Size-wise, these, you want to have a little bit of wiggle room in it. See how much is in there? That way when you squeeze your hand, not that you're gripping anything tight, that this doesn't get tight, but more importantly, as this gets heated up and cooked over, days or weeks or months, depending on how much welding you do, and this shrinks, that it's still usable. What I find is that if you find gloves that fit absolutely perfect out of the box, that very quickly they become shrunk, and then they're too tight to bend your fingers and you lose dexterity. So my general opinion is, especially for these, buy one size bigger than you need. That way, when they get hot and shrink, they fit you absolutely perfect. Now, these gloves have two drawbacks from this company, and I'm going to be honest about it. The first one being this yellow leather. Most of their gloves have yellow leather cuffs. The dye that's in here, when you get all hot and sweaty, will leach out on your hands and your wrists a little bit. Next thing you know, it looks like you have jaundice. It happened to me, and I didn't know what was going on. Like literally my hands were yellow and it wouldn't wash off. Come to find out, it's dye from these yellow cuffs. Luckily that goes away after, a good 2-3 sweats in on this, but it's an annoyance that I wish wasn't there. The other thing that annoys me with these particular TIG gloves, you don't see it now because they're well broken in, but these suckers have fuzzies on them of whatever leather this is, and they literally get everywhere, like kind of like pieces of popcorn peanuts, like that little foam gets everywhere. I'm not joking. You're going to look like you have little bits of gray fuzz all over you, everything you're working, any sharp edge, until they kind of break in. Once they're broken in like this, they're fine. They don't leave crap all over. You can see, like, I don't have them all over my hands, but these are probably the worst for getting crap all over. So a little bit of an annoyance on the break-in, a little bit of an annoyance on the dye, but these are, my opinion, the best TIG gloves on the market. I have not found anything that beats these. It gives you perfect dexterity. You can feel the filler rod. They have an adequate protection against burns, not the perfect level. Like, you don't want to be stick welding, MIG welding, and deal with arc gouging or heavy plates with these. But for just precision TIG welding, this is the best. It's what I recommend. This is what I would look for. For MIG welding, these are the gloves that my work buys for me. Unfortunately, my work does not buy them in this size, so I just, for my home use, buy them in this size on my own. This is a Tillman 1350 in 2X size. This is, I believe, the largest glove they make in this. Very good general purpose welding glove. Now, because I'm experienced, I can TIG weld in these just fine for most applications, although I still prefer these. But for MIG and stick, these offer a great compromise between like oven mitt and no protection. Like, these offer a pretty significant protection against heat and cuts, but it's not overbearing, more like the stick specific gloves. Once again, this has an extended cuff that I like. That's the way I would recommend buying them. Avoid the short cuff if it's even available. These are stitched with Kevlar stitching. That's a good thing because cheap gloves often are stitched with cotton or some other crap, and once they get burned enough, they just fall apart. So the Kevlar holds up much better. This has a reinforced index finger. You can kind of see it loops around. I really like the way that this is designed because it gives you a little bit more dexterity in the index finger. It's a little bit thicker in here where it blows out mostly, and it's a little bit wider in there to where it's not as tight around your knuckles. So if you MIG weld a lot or you hold a stick stinger a lot, this will reduce the fatigue in your joints in your hand. Size-wise, I tend to buy these for my own personal use, one size bigger than what fits out of the box. Now I'll show you my finger. See how it's not to the end, it's almost to the end, almost. Thumb isn't quite to the end, pinky's quite a bit of ways. I like this because as these things experience a lot of heat, they will shrink and they will be usable for far longer than the next size down. So these, if you're buying them for yourself and you want them to last, buy them one size bigger than you want, and then they'll break in perfectly and last you a very long time. Big fan of these. These are probably the best general purpose gloves I've ever used. Big heavy glove wise, if you do a lot of arc gouging, stick welding of heavy plates, spray arc welding, that sort of stuff where you need a super durable glove, maybe even torch welding or cutting that just lasts and fits really good, the Tillman 750 series, this happens to be a 2XL glove because, again, I got big hands. This is my go-to glove for serious work. These things are probably the biggest gloves I've ever used on the market. So if you got really big meat hooks and gloves just don't fit you, this is what you want to go to for heavy duty use, and I'll show you why. The fingers on these are reasonably short. You can see my fingers almost go to the end, but the gap between the fingers and the side, so if you got real big sausage fingers, these are where it's at. Like, there's quite a lot of wiggle room. What you have to understand as well is that airspace in these gloves will help keep the heat off of your fingers. So even if this leather gets super hot, it's not being transferred. It's insulated via that air gap in there to your fingers. Now, these will absolutely shrink quite a bit as you stick weld, and what I find is a good couple weeks of stick welding in these bastards, and they're shrunk to fit my hands just perfectly, and then I can get, you know, a couple months or more before they're completely trashed of everyday stick welding in them. Now, personally, these are a little bit too big and heavy for me to do a lot of work that I do at work with. They're just too cumbersome, and I don't have the dexterity, the feeling that I need. But if I was doing heavy duty work or a lot of grinder work, these are my go-to gloves, and they should be for you as well. A lot of the stick gloves that are out there, and you can, I guess, kind of use this for any glove you might be looking at, they tend to be made out of a lot more pieces than these. When you look at this, like these fingers are one piece, this is one piece, the thumb is one piece, the top is one piece. I find that a lot of the cheaper gloves tend to have multiple fingers stitched to it. The thumb tends to be multiple pieces. The back, like what happens is all it takes is 1 or 2 stitches to break loose and then the glove is junk. The way they design these, they just flat out last longer. Now these Tillman 865 in XL size happen to be provided to me by my work. I happen to have a set of them in my vehicle and forgot about them, and oh, well, great for a video. What these are is just a 3M Thinsulate insulated leather glove. They fit me pretty good despite being only an XL. I have not done that much welding in them, but these will help you keep your hands from freezing solid in the winter, because let's face it, a lot of us are out in a harsh climate, stick welding junk that's broken. These are far better. I can't even explain how much better they are at keeping your hands warm than any of the ones we saw before. My personal opinion, and I don't know what these cost because I've never actually bought a pair of them, I would go to a hardware store or something, find a pair of leather gloves that look like this that are insulated and buy those instead, unless these are the same price or cheaper than like a normal leather pair like this at a hardware store. I wouldn't spend the money for this brand. Just buy something that's available. Keep in mind, this insulated internal liner is probably not too fire resistant, so you shoot some hot sparks down there and don't be surprised if this thing lights up like Christmas. Now, speaking of price a little bit, I get it. These are not the cheapest gloves out there, but you really get what you pay for. I've ran through cheap gloves in a day or two where they just fail, and these things across the board, you'll generally get, especially if you're only part-time welding, you'll get a lot of use out of them. But one of the cool things is if you're careful and you do a little bit of research, Tillman is a glove manufacturer or an importer that sells stuff as Tillman. They also private brand label gloves for other companies, and you can often find their gloves in another company's name for less money. So do your due diligence. If you're looking for a pair, you might be able to find a pair for a little bit less money. Now, the last pair of gloves I want to show you are these Slickman gloves. I bought these because I wanted to try a new brand, and they're kind of cool because they have a little bone print. These are TIG welding gloves, and I normally don't use Velcro cuff gloves. Back in the day, I used to buy mechanics gloves, and those generally were pretty janky junk. And I thought, well, why not try another pair? Now, the reason I bring these out here is not to trash this brand. I've heard a lot of good things about them, and guess what? They also make gloves that are very comparable to these. From what I've heard, a lot of guys like them. These kind of show the problem that I face having such big hands, and that is that sizing on gloves tends to be so inconsistent. You already saw within one brand, XL is large enough in some gloves, and then 2XL is perfect, yet 2XL in another glove style is too big a little bit. Like, it's kind of all across the board. Well, when you switch brand to brand, it's almost impossible for me to get this glove on my hand. I might be able to. There we go. So within minutes of this getting heated up, it's going to shrink so much I won't even be able to bend my finger. The fingers are long enough on this. As you can see, it's kind of interesting. The pinky's pretty long in comparison to like the Tillmans, but this is a very nice built glove. The problem is it's just not big enough, and this is indeed a 2XL glove sold by them. sheet for it is on the ground. I apologize. But this is a 2XL glove. And that's something I find so frustrating because brand to brand, 2XL in one might be too big, 2XL in another is too small. So it really pays to find a glove that's just durable, fits your hand, works, and stick with it. I've had about the poorest luck switching brands is probably anyone. So it's too bad that these didn't fit. I'm going to try and pick up some of their other welding gloves that are more similar to Tillman's and see if they're any good. My guess is they are. But, you know, if you have oddball size hands, man, you're in for a battle like me. So find something that works and stick with it. Yeah, I found a tag here. So you can see 2XL for these, and they're nowhere. They're like a medium in Tillman's. So whatever, it is what it is on that. Anyways, hopefully you guys learned a little something about gloves. Hopefully you found a pair that you might be willing to try. And if you yourself have a particular glove you just love and you found durable or that you like, feel free to leave it in the comments for other people to look at it as at least as an option. For many years, I actually used gardening gloves or like general purpose leather gloves, and you know what? They work. But finding myself in a lot of oddball welding positions and welding on pipe, you know what? Those gloves just flat out don't cut it. It's just, it sucks to get sparks or burns on you because the cuffs aren't long enough. And you know what? If you do enough welding and they shrink too much and they don't fit, you're just going to be miserable trying to wear them. And let's face it, nothing is cheap anymore. And it doesn't take too much, you know, for $20 gloves, too many pairs before you're up at like a $40, $50 pair or over it. So if you can get more longevity out of a more expensive product, it's probably better in the long run anyways. With that said, hopefully you enjoyed the video and hopefully you buy a pair of gloves that fit and protect your hands so you're not like me, an idiot with burns on their thumbs. So with that said, until next time.